Well, it's very important when you are flying to a site, zooming in on it and want to capture that site, that you get a perfect top-down view. It's worth going to Tools and Options, and under Navigation, tick this box, Do not automatically tilt while zooming, rather than leave it automatically tilt and enter ground level views. That will apply at that point. Now when we visit a site, we can get a top view and be certain of it by hitting the R key on your keyboard. Well, now when you fly to the site and zoom in on your property, you'll have a top view. The next step, of course, is to save the image, and you can do that via the toolbar option, Save Image, and we could write a description if we wish. Let's click Save Image, and we'll pop it on the desktop. Again, we'll call it Test, and hit Enter. We'll select the image and open with IrfanView, which, as you know, is one of our favourite image editors. So here we are looking at the drawing now. We're in an image editor, and my first step will probably be Image and auto adjust the colours, and then Image and maybe sharpen just a little. Now you may want to use that image as is, or if you want to draw over the top of it, you might want to turn that image into a grayscale version. Well, we're using IrfanView here to image edit, and if we want to change this image to a grayscale, that's simple. Just image drop down, convert to a grayscale, and you might want to use an image like that. Change your drawing color to red and then trace over the site and the buildings. Let's undo that. If you did want to do color correction, it's image and color corrections, and there you can change the brightness and contrast by simply using these slide bars, and you'll see the original image on the left and the corrected image here. I find putting this image into gCADPlus, then changing my drawing color to red, enables me to draw quite easily over the base image. Don't forget, you've got very useful information here. We've got a scale and a north indicator. Well, some students find it a little difficult to work out how to crop in IrfanView, and that's done by simply taking your mouse and just clicking. I'll click to the left of the property here, I'll drag down and I'll take the bits of the image, that part of the image that I need, which is the scale, and I just say Edit and Cut Out, and now I'm left with a really nice image that I can put in gCADPlus. Here's the here is the drawing, of course, in gCADPlus, and our first step, as you know, would be to use the distance command. I'm working in the metric environment here. That scale from Google Earth says 20 meters, so 12.789. Then fire up your calculator, which you can reach here. So it becomes 20 divided by 12.789. And that equals 1.563. So we select our image, scale it from there by 1.563, and then zoom it, unselect all and zoom extents. And then if we zoom in on here and use the distance tool again, we should get fairly close to 20 meters, so we get 19.99. Now, I prefer to work in millimeters, and most people in the metric system will, so I'd select that again and scale it again, 0,0, and multiply it by 1,000 and zoom extents, and now I can work happily in millimeters. If I check, in other words, if I measure that distance, it'll be 20,000 units from there to there. If I now change my drawing color to red, and I prefer to use polylines, in a situation such as this, I can start, say, at this boundary here of the property, move up a little. The boundary probably finishes somewhere in that area. You can see my polyline very neatly showing. Now I'd use the nearest option here and pick up the new polyline that I've drawn there, and I come through here and then off to the building. Now I've got polar on at the moment. Probably when tracing, take polar off. I might then create a new layer for the building and trace over the building. Clearly we can't see this path through here under the tree, but I'm sure you can develop quite a reasonable base plan using gCADPlus and Google Earth. Well, if you're working in the USA, your units will of course be decimal feet, but the principles are exactly the same.